studios in New York City. This is Charlie Rose.
Academy Award winners Joel and Ethan Coen are here. Their films include Fargo, Raising Arizona, and The Big Lebowski. Their latest is an adaptation of Pulitzer Prize winner Cormac McCarthy's No Country for Old Men. Roger Ebert calls it a perfect film. Here is a look at the trailer.
I was sheriff of this county when I was 25 years old. Grandfather was a lawman, father too. The crime you see now, it's hard to even take its measure.
Out a bunch of money and the other party is out his product.
Brolin, what's in the satchel?
Full of money?
I'm looking for Llewellyn Moss.
Do you want to leave a message?
Yes.
What are you doing, baby?
Fixing to do something dumber now, but I'm going anyways.
You think Moss has got any notion of the sorts that are hunting him?
You can't stop what's coming. What's this guy supposed to be, the ultimate badass?
Compared to what? The bubonic plague?
These people will kill him, Carla Jean. They won't quit.
He won't neither.
I always think this is what it come to. I previsioned it.
You know how this is gonna turn out, don't you?
Nope. I think you do. What's the most you ever lost in a coin toss? Call it friendo.
Also joining me, the stars Javier Bardem and Josh Brolin. I'm pleased to have them here to talk about this film. Welcome. Great to see you.
Thank you.
Welcome back. Is this the first adaptation?
Yes.
Everything else you've written. So if you're going to start with somebody,
Why not start with
Cormac.
Cormac? Yeah. Why not start with the best?
And so why did you choose this?
Well, we didn't actually choose it. It's sent to us by Scott Rudin in Galleys about a year before it was published, I guess. And we had read Cormac. We'd each read a number of his novels before, just for pleasure, not with the idea of thinking about them as movies. But this one seemed unlike, I think, his other novels.
In what
really
way?
Well, at a certain level, it's much pulpier than his other novels. At least it is initially. You know, the first three quarters of the novel are sort of move along like a thriller. And then, you know, it takes a turn, which was just got us more interested.
Take me through the process of this, you know, in terms of how you felt about it and why you wanted to tell the story and what it offered you and working in Texas.
Oh, well, that was one of the attractions, actually. That was one of the big attractions. It's a regional story, as all of Cormac's stuff is, and we kind of, we knew the area of West Texas, and that was just another reason to do it. But, you know, mostly it's what Joel said. It was just, it seemed like promising as material for a movie. It was just, you know, it's a chase action story, and, you know, something more than that, but that.
Tommy Lee was your first choice.
Yeah.
He's the first hire. Because?
Yeah. He's just kind of the obvious guy. There's the sheriff in the story is just, you know, by virtue of Tommy's age and the region, again, you know, he's very much of that place. Tommy's, you know, from San Saba, which is not quite West Texas, but close enough. You know, he's just
down by the border.
The San Saba isn't actually; it's more Central Texas, but like I say, close enough. And you know, he's just got the everything. You know, the authority, and he's just the obvious choice.
And then Javier was next.
Yeah.
Because he's mean enough.
Because he's mean enough. Yeah.
Look at him.
Look at him. Yeah. Did you say to them? Did you say to them, "I don't like violence.
Yeah.
I don't like to speak English much.
I don't speak English, and I don't drive, and I don't like violence.
I don't drive."
Yeah.
And they said, "You're our guy."
Yeah, he did. He said, "I hate guns and I don't drive." Javier was, after Tommy, Javier was the next person we approached. And
who does he play?
He plays a character in the, he plays the bad guy.
Yeah. But who is he?
Well, that's, you know, what's interesting about that character in the novel is that Cormac McCarthy keeps the reader really completely off balance in terms of who that character is. He describes him physically almost not at all. He gave him this name. Actually, it was one of the things that the first thing I asked Cormac when I met him was what his name is. Chigur, C-H-I-G-U-R-H, and I said, "What kind of name is that?" And he said, "It's a name that." I mean, what he was saying basically was he tried to find a name that was intentionally untraceable, sort of ethnically or you know, in terms of nationality or any of the rest of it. The idea is that the character is in many ways a mystery in the book, and the sort of task in terms of casting the character was how do you sort of make that character dynamic and real and compelling, but preserve part of that mystery.
And then Josh. Oh, you made a tape for him.
I did. I was doing Grindhouse with Robert Rodriguez and Quentin Tarantino, and I asked Robert, who I've been friends with for a long time, I said, you know, there's this Coen Brothers movie happening that I just found out about. I had read the book a long time ago, and then, you know, I couldn't leave because I was working, so I asked Robert, would he videotape me? And he said, why don't we just use the camera we have, which was $1 million Genesis
most
camera.
Expensive audition tape ever made.
Truly. The most brilliant looking audition tape that Quentin directed and Robert lit and shot. Yeah. And then I sent it to them, and their response was, wow, who lit it? Well, what about the guy? And my agent's going, well, do you like him? Well, no, but who's the DP? We're looking for a new DP.
So what was wrong with this audition?
No, it was fine. It's just, it's harder to react to a tape. You know, it's good to meet actors.
Well, that's what he wanted all along. He was saying,
no,
you didn't?
No, it wasn't. I couldn't at that point because I was working. It wasn't until afterwards that they say no that I got the gumption to say, okay, I want to meet these guys. I want to tell them how I feel.
Well, you know, you have this reputation as sort of being very picky about, you know, that you've turned down more things and only done the things that you want to do because you...
I'd never seen a Coen Brothers movie, and I wanted to, and so I watched some of their movies. And
you had never seen them?
No, that's not true. That's not true. Yeah, I'm picky, but when it comes to masterful filmmakers, honestly, like these, you know, then you're a lot less picky.
And why are you picky, though? I mean,
with other films?
Yeah.
Well, I really wanted to do Dukes of Hazzard, but I thought maybe when I look back on it in the end that I might go, why?
I'm not sorry.
Why?
Yeah,
so this is a movie that I can look back on.
You couldn't explain that to your children, could you?
Exactly. That's my thought, too. I have a healthy fear of that, being on my deathbed and looking out, you know.
And they're saying, Dad, did you actually make...
What'd your dad do for a living? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. He was a plumber.
He was, that's right.
Yeah. So when I, you know, this movie and American Gangster and stuff like that, I look back on it and I feel great. I worked with amazing people and collaborate with those amazing people. It's a lot easier to work with people like this. You know, there's a lot more ego on the set with other, I don't know.
Tell me about the nature of the collaboration.
Well, with these guys, it was fairly quiet. I mean, these guys don't, there's not a lot of, look at, they're sitting there smiling because they know.
Well,
you know, there's an unnerving presence in the beginning. Like, there's none of that, like, wow, you are so great. What a great scene. Let's go do the next one because we're so happy.